Aloha everyone, hope you're enjoying your weekend so far. The video lesson this weekend is more how it normally goes during a normal bull market, a normal uptrend, a normal sideways consolidation and bear market. I only have one new long position and two add signals heading into Monday, and I'm hoping as we head into the Thanksgiving holiday trading days, Thursday market is closed. I believe Friday it's a half day. I'm hoping that long signals dry up and I can manage my very heavily long portfolio with a few hedges out there a little bit better. But Friday's session was a welcome reprieve of the recent major churning activity. I've had a lot of sell signals, but at the same time a lot of long signals. And you would think that would be really odd in a very weak market like we've seen lately. It's not that weak, but we haven't been moving higher, which is change of character recently with this nonstop V-shaped move higher. But despite the choppiness and despite the churning, quite a few long signals. And to me, that indicates that the market ultimately, once it gets through whatever it's doing right now, wants to move higher. If the market was topping out, I am 100% sure we would not have received the rash of long signals that replaced the sell signals the past week. So with that in mind, let's move on. The new long signal, the one and only one, UNTY. UNTY is a CanSlim quality stock that was confirmed in my green bop for the past 20-day scan. It is not perfect by any measures. As you can see, it's relatively choppy. It's just overall tightened up quite a bit. And I'm hoping if we just use the recent support levels, that's going to mitigate our risk to possibly get another measured move uptrend, hopefully similar to the entire November to September previous uptrend, but maybe just the June to October or the August to October move. Either way, if we use the risk parameters that I've set out, this should be fine. But it should be noted UNTY is extended not only from its 20-day moving average, but its 10-day moving average and even its 5-day moving average. None of these moving averages are inside the real body of the candle, so overall it's extended. So even though it's CanSlim and in my BOP scans to 3%, that's a 1.5% long signal. There's no chasing to the high of the day, but the high of the day happens to be the close. So the limit order is at 2015. The first cut loss level that I recommend, 1975, a move below that gap up low right there. Then you can either have a final stop at 1930 or 1895. It's splitting hairs. You need to realize if you take this trade, which I kind of really don't recommend anyone really take it, especially if you're experienced, go ahead, I don't care. But if you're a new trader, if you're looking for the best, safest setups with the most liquidity, with a tight bid-ask spread, this is definitely a stock that you don't want to trade. But if you do, limit order only 2015, and just realize the chances of something like this day right here happening where it gaps down at the low of the day and closes at the high of the day. Same here, saw that in June also. Earnings related more than likely, but whenever you see stuff like that, you got to realize that it's possible they might run your stops on this one, so keep that in mind. But UNTY is the only new long position. Then MGRC, this is an add signal. MGRC is also pretty thin. You can see here with that volume bar just below the 50-day volume average. That's under 60K shares right there. And at the volume average, it's 70K shares. So we're dealing with another thin stock, but a nice previous uptrend. Once again, just like I said, hopefully I can get a measured move from the October lows to these October highs, but the March lows to the October highs or the June, July lows to the October highs will do well now if we use the recent stop loss levels with MGRC. MGRC is not extended. The only thing I don't like about it is that you can see it closed a little far off the high of the day than what I normally like, but this is a really nice looking technical pattern since the September move higher. I like the accumulation bars. While I don't like these tall red bars, you can see that it had an open body candle here, and there's at least baby wicks at the bottom of the candles there. A lot of green bop, a lot of positive yellow bop, and barely any negative yellow bop. So that's what I really like about this one, and within the context of the longer term chart once we get past that March period. I mean, I should have shown that even better, but going out to May, look at all the green and yellow BOP, and there's no red BOP. So that's why this really sticks out. So even though it doesn't close near the high of the day here, the overall structure of this pattern is really solid, especially with all the open body candle bars you can see here and the nice rounding move up. It appears that we're rounding, turning, coiling here, RSI 14 and MACD 12.26.9 confirming. But the heavier volume move, the higher green BOP, the candle over candle pattern, that candle over candle is what UNTY printed, by the way. I left that part out. There's too much stuff to mention. But MGRC, Cancelim quality, was also confirmed in my price volume BOP scan, so it would normally be 3%. But since it's an add signal, it's halved, 1.5%. So I want to get long. We can use the high of the day at 46.56. My first cut loss level will be 45.43. A move right below this low here. And then for now, my final cut loss level is 43.79, but I want to make it very clear. If this level fails before this level comes into play, if it loses green BOP doing it or does it on heavier volume, I'll be moving all my stops up. Now, if it kind of back and fills on lower volume and keeps the green BOP, I will continue to keep my final stop at 43.79, but that's MGRC. And then the best signal overall, MOD. Modine Manufacturing Company. This was a new long signal the session before. I have an immediate add signal. Now, I don't like that BOP fell from the session before. I would have rather seen the green BOP rise more towards max green BOP. But I do like that volume was slightly above average. And I like that the green BOP is still higher than the previous strong green BOP levels, like right here. So it fell here, rallied back again. Now, if this green BOP level would have fell to like this level right here, below these recent peaks of the BOP price bar or the BOP indicator bar, then MOD would not be an add signal. But since the BOP is still pretty strong, above average volume, we got that candle over candle bounce right off the strong support, right on top of its 5, 10, 20-day moving average with the 50-day moving average below. This is definitely a good add signal. So MOD, want to add to my position. MOD's Cancelim quality stock, and it's a perfect speculator quality stock. So by far the highest quality name of the bunch. There's only 3, so it's not too hard to figure out. But perfect speculator, Cancelim quality, already was a 4% long signal session before, so this is a 2% signal. I do not have 2% capital available to place in this one. So basically everything's getting about 1.5%. UNTY, MOD, and MGRC is getting 1.5% of my account capital because that's all I have. I have about 4.5% capital available to put to work, and I'll be doing it in these 3. But MOD, 22.35. First cut loss level, 21.55. Then 21.20. With this add signal, if you want to really open it up and give it some room to run, like I am now, 21.55, first cut loss level, 21.20. Now we open it up a bit, 20.40. And then I believe that's 20 right here, below 20.05. Yes, 20. So it hits right here. If everything just pulls back on low volume intraday on Monday, first stop 21.55, second stop 21.20, third stop 20.40, final stop 20.20. I want to personally give MOD some room to run. The reason why I think it might need that, based on the previous measure move, from the November to October highs, April lows to October highs, we could have a nice move. But even from this August to October move right here, you see the length of the uptrend? Now look at the length of this consolidation. It's barely 20% of the previous August to October uptrend. So this stock might need to move sideways a bit more before breaking out. Now, if it moves sideways a bit more, and if it keeps this strong green BOP and consolidates on quiet volume, the next move higher with the candle over candle price bar print would probably be another add signal. But those are the new long positions for Monday. I'll see you in the chat room during the pre-market on Monday. Aloha.